Hey y'all, it's KaetheDoll. Welcome to my channel if you're new here, and welcome back if you're a returning subscriber. I am so happy to see you again. So I'm back with another story time, and this one is about a lash tech that really tried me. Y'all, she tried me so bad. I did not realize or understand how unprofessional a person could be until I came across this particular lash tech. Insane, ridiculous person, totally ridiculous. So I am one of those people who has maintenance weeks. So every few weeks I will have my maintenance week. So that is a week where I am scheduling everything that I need to get done, like nails and toes, etc., things like that, right? So this particular maintenance week, I'm like, okay, I want to get my lashes done. Now I don't know why I wanted to stray away from the script and I wanted to do my own thing, but I just wanted to get my lashes done. Now, I love strip lashes, okay? I sell them. I love strips. I do not like individuals. That's just me. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you probably be liking them damn minks that be coming out and looking bald in some areas. That's why I don't like them. Anyway, so tell me why I wanted to go to a particular person, but she was booked. And I understood because technically I was last minute or whatever. So I'm just like, okay, I can't go there. Let me find somebody else. I find somebody else via Instagram. Now the work is looking good. Like the Instagram is looking good. You're posting like, I'm feeling it. I'm going to book you. I book her. And then all of a sudden, I get a text message that's saying, this is the remaining balance. Like, basically, she was trying to say that her website was charging the wrong deposit and she actually wanted like more for the deposit. So not only did I have to pay a deposit at booking, you don't have your shit set to whatever you want. And so you want me to then cash app you after I just paid you the deposit from the website? No. So I'm just like, that's looking like, I'm sorry, it was resembling a scam. So I sent her back a message and I'm like, listen, if you would like to cancel my appointment, you can do so. But that is looking fishy to me that you charged me a deposit initially. And now you're immediately sending me a text message saying that your website is not charging the right thing. And now I have to give you an additional $10 for a deposit. No, ma'am. So then she's like,
Oh, I understand. Don't worry about it.
basically, which was weird to me. I was fully prepared for her to just cancel it. Like, just cancel it because I'm not sending you more money and I have not gotten a service. If that was the case, you should just have your website take out whatever or charge people for whatever you want the deposit to be. That is not my problem. So she tells me, don't worry about it, still come, whatever, whatever. So I'm like, oh, okay, I appreciate that. I'm still not going to send whatever else you asking for. Now, it was not a red flag to me. Like, that was a red flag initially, but it's not like she kept saying, like, oh, I need this for the deposit or anything like that. Now, that would have been like a super red flag, and I just would not have gone. But she didn't do that. She kind of resolved it. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't pay it any mind. So tell me why we get closer and closer to the time, and I realize you don't have your website, or your website does not have your location. You did not send me like a confirmation text. The only text that you've sent me is the one about the deposit. You have not sent me anything, and it's the day before. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. Maybe you are just one of those people who text the day of, because I do have like people that I go to for different things, and they do that. They will send you a text with all of the information that you need to know the morning of your appointment. So I'm like, okay, whatever. But it gets to the day and I'm just like, okay, my appointment is this afternoon. Let me just send you a quick text and let you know that I don't know where you're located. Why do I need to do that? Like, I just don't understand that. Why don't you have your location wherever, or why don't you set up an automated email or an automated text message that's telling people where you are located? Why have to double back and ask you where it is that you at? Like, Oh my God. Red flags just flying, okay? So I sent her a text and she texted me back and she was like, oh, okay, it's going to be so and so apartment complex, building such and such. Now, if you live in an apartment or if you have common sense, you understand that just telling me the business that or the building that your business is located inside of is not telling me shit about where you actually are, like specifically. That's not telling me where you're located, hun. So I'm like, okay, apartment number? Question mark. She's like, oh, text me when you arrive and then I'll give you the apartment number. Why are we acting like it's some type of top secret if you are providing a service? I don't understand that. If I'm texting you about the appointment, clearly I'm coming. So why are you acting like I'm gonna have to get it sometime? I don't understand that. I do not understand that. And if you have like those type of concerns, why are you working out of your home? I understand there's a lot of people that work outside, or that work inside their homes and things like that. But why are you acting like that has anything to do with me? If that's where you're located, then you need to tell me where it is that you located. Because I got to come and get my service, right? Oh my gosh. So, guys, when I tell you it gets to the point where I am pulling up, I make it inside the complex. Don't know my way around because I've never been here. I just know, what I've heard about this apartment complex, which is not great things. So I'm just kind of like, this is giving me sketch vibes. Like, do I really even want this done? Let me tell you, pro tip, do if you getting sketched out and if somebody is playing with you like that, it's probably best to just not even go because they're clearly not on their stuff. They're clearly not serious about their business and they trying to give you the runaround. So like just go ahead and cut your losses, which is what I should have did, but I didn't, and it came back to bite me. So I get there and I send her a text. I'm like, apartment number, question mark. Then she tells me what apartment she's in. Y'all, first of all, I had to find the building. So if I had to find the building, I had to go on a scavenger hunt for the apartment, right? She just told me the number. She didn't tell me, oh, it's on the left side of the building or make a right when you come in. Nothing. Nothing like that. So I'm just like, this is really getting under my skin. So I end up just parking in the guest parking and walking to go on this scavenger hunt to find this apartment. I finally find the apartment. She doesn't have anything on her door to mark nothing. So I'm up here just knocking all awkward and stuff. So I'm just like, God, please let this be the right thing. Please don't let her had made a mistake when she was pressing the numbers or anything like that. Cause the least you could have done was like stood or opened the door or something. Something. So I'm standing there. She take forever to come to the door. So I'm like, is this the right place? So I'm up here, I'm knocking, and I'm not the type of person I hate when people like beat on the door. So I'm not that type of person, but I'm gonna knock firm so you can hear. But I'm not about to sit there beating down your door. So I'm just like knocking. I let a little second go by, like, maybe a minute or so. I knock again. Why is it that I'm out there? When I tell you guys I was out there for at least 10 minutes, no lie. 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Then all of a sudden I hear something. I hear a dog barking. It's not a person coming to the door, nothing. It's a dog barking. But this dog was not barking when I first got to the door. So I'm just kind of like, where did the dog come from? I'm so confused, y'all. I'm like, where did the dog come from? And why didn't it bark when I first started knocking? Well, I guess she was up in the room with the dog, so I couldn't hear the dog barking. And when she opened the door to the room, she came out and the dog came out. That's why I could hear the dog all of a sudden. So she comes to the door and she's like, oh, hey. I'm like, hey, trying to be nice, trying to be personable, trying to be normal. So I'm like, oh, hey, how are you? Or whatever. And she's like, I'm good. She don't even ask, like, I'm good at you or nothing like that. She's like, I'm good. You can come in. I'm like, okay. Off the bat, it smells like smoke. The entire place just smells like smoke. And I'm not saying, you do what you do, but if you are servicing people, I feel like maybe use like air fresheners, or maybe just like not have it smell like smoke. And so, like, because people could be sensitive or whatever. So I'm like, oh, do you want me to just come right up here? She already has paper on the table and everything. So she's like, yeah, you can just go right there. I get up on the table, I lay back, and she's asking me, like, what is it that you booked? She asked me what I booked. And so I told her, and she's like, oh, okay, that's cool. I'm like, why didn't you look? Okay. So then, if that doesn't do it for you, this will really do it for you. She gets to the point where she's putting the tape. She's putting the tape actually on my eyelashes, like not lifting them up to put the tape down or nothing. So it's super uncomfortable. I'm like, what in the world are you doing? Like, are you not, is this just a thing that you wanted to do so you started doing? Like, do you not know how to do this for real? And I'm trying not to judge her, but like, it was just everything, down to her attitude, down to her technique. I'm like, oh nah. So then all of a sudden, once she finally gets the tape on me, she starts applying lashes, and it's burning like hell. It is burning so bad. I'm like, now, this is not my first rodeo, so why is it burning so bad? Probably because you did not apply the tape right and you got my eyes like open. This is crazy. Not only is it burning like hell, she's also not wearing a mask, and she's sitting there applying lashes to me, blowing her breath in my face. Now, if it's something I hate, is that. It is that. Because why? I understand if you not, like, if you're going to be working at your house and things like that, you can at least wear a mask. And then the bad part about it was, I had on a mask. But the angle, she's blowing up in my mask. Like, I cannot make this up, y'all. She is blowing up in my mask. I'm like, what in the world? You don't have to worry about me ever again. So I end up fighting through like 3 hours for these lashes. And I've gotten some lashes done that was worth the 3 hour wait, or worth the 2 hour and some change wait. But these were definitely not that. So I finally get up, and she don't even hand me no mirror or nothing. She's like, okay, so we're done. I'm like, oh, okay. So I take my phone and I'm looking at the lashes, and they seem to be fine. So I'm like, oh, thank you. And I hand her the remaining balance or whatever. And so I'm going on about my merry way. As soon as I hit the door, like outside, and she did not want me to the door. As soon as I hit the door and get outside, I guess the light, because she had it so dark in the room, the light made my shit burn. When I tell y'all my eyes was burning so bad, I'm like, how am I going to drive home? How am I going to drive home? I'm just thinking, I'm spiraling at this point. I'm like, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to drive home, or I'm going to start driving and then all of a sudden they're going to be burning and I can't open my eyes and then something bad is going to happen. Like, I'm doing the most. So then I get in the car and I'm looking like in my mirror in the car, and then I decide to touch my lashes like this. Y'all, tell me why they started falling out. In the parking lot, they started falling out. Now, before I left, she did tell me that, oh, it's going to be some shedding, but if it gets to shed too much, send me pictures and then I'll have to get you back in for a refill. I'm like, why would it shed too much? I'm just thinking, like, why would it shed too much? So I'm like, oh, okay, no problem, whatever. Why would it shed too much? So she must have already knew she was not doing a good job. It's burning. They falling out. I'm like, oh my God, this is the worst. Like, never again will I ever. I finally get home. They still falling out. But now, all of a sudden, they're itching. My lash line is itching. So they're itching, falling out. My eyes burning. this is crazy. I'm like, okay, I'm probably allergic to something that she used, like, probably. So I'm trying to fight through. Y'all, when I tell you I ended up like soaking, like submerging my face, trying to get these things off one by one. And if you've ever gotten individuals before, you know that the glue is not like strip lash glue. Like, you can't just pull them off. You're going to be pulling your eyelashes out. And I definitely lost a few eyelashes trying to get them off. When I tell y'all this was the worst, so I sent her a text and I'm like, oh, they're shedding really bad and they're burning, and now my lash line has started to itch. Any tips or anything like that? No response. No response. So I'm like, okay, maybe she thinks like I'm just lying or something like that. Why would anybody do that? But maybe she got trust issues and she thinking that I'm lying. So I sent her pictures. No response. But you told me that if they're shedding too much, that I need to come back to you for a refill. And to do that, I needed to text you and let you know. But now you don't want to respond? Oh, I can't. Needless to say, I never went to that girl ever again. Like, everything was a red flag. Everything was so wrong about that. What is it with lash techs? Because I have another story time coming up, part two to unprofessional lash techs. So please stay tuned for that. That's why I am always in some Kache lashes, okay? Strip me down, please. Please give me a strip. I love a strip lash. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.